morning, everybody. We're live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and I am going through the Action for Happiness UK charities calendar every day, and we're doing different actions every day and reflecting on different concepts. And the theme is New Ways November, so it's always a new way or a new approach to things or learning something new. And today's challenge is about overcoming a frustration in a new way. And particularly relevant at the moment, right? There's so many things that have changed in our lives that can easily become frustrating. Just thinking for myself, probably the most frustrating thing is not being able to hang out with my friends. Just simply going for a coffee or going for a walk or brainstorming with them in person. And the usual solutions, things like using Zoom or phoning them up, works to a certain extent, but it's not the same for me. So I've just been reflecting this morning about how can I overcome that frustration. So happy to hear your ideas. But I'm going to go through some ideas and concepts that I've come up with here, having done some research online as well about some ways of overcoming frustration. And love to hear in your comments as I'm speaking, what are your current frustrations? Have you got any new ideas of ways of overcoming them? So my first idea is cultivate curiosity. So in a way, this is kind of mindful ways of dealing with frustration. So if you think of something frustrating, like for me, it's about not being able to meet up easily or not even legally at the moment, more than one person. So how can we be more curious? Well, you can just think of it as more like, oh, that's interesting. First of all, you can ask yourself, where do you feel it in your body? And that's a really good mindful approach, rather than trying to go round and round in your head like what trying to fix the frustration or fix the problem, because it ends up just being like worrying thoughts that go round and round quite often. So be curious. So you can ask yourself, okay, where do I feel it in my body? What are the kind of thoughts that are arising? What are the feelings that are associated with this? What actions am I taking at the moment? And straight away, you're stepping from a fight or flight system of your brain being triggered to more of a curious part of your brain being triggered. So that's a good initial start. Next idea is to brainstorm solutions. And there's a whole world and system for problem solving. And so if something's causing you frustration, one thing that you can do is simply take some time to brainstorm any possible solutions. And you don't think about whether they work or not. You just grab a piece of paper and you just write down all the ideas. The more stupid or crazy or weird or wacky, that's fine. Just write them all down and then give it a bit of time, maybe an hour or two, or maybe the next day, and you come back and you look if there's any particular solutions that may be available there. So that's a good technique. That is quite fun as well and creative. Another simple one is to just step back and breathe. So you are not your feelings, you are not your thoughts, you are not your bodily sensations. If you practice mindfulness, you realize there's a difference between you and your experiences. And so whatever's causing your frustration, you can step back from it and say, okay, the body's frustrated or the mind is frustrated, and I'm just watching that happening. Let me take one deep mindful breath. And I'm a big fan of small actions and the difference they can take. So just take one deep mindful breath. And who knows, that may start to calm down your stress system a little bit. You'll be able to think a little bit more clearly. That may lead to some more mindful breaths or asking someone or connecting with someone or some new solution coming. So just take that tiny step and see how that can help. Fourth idea is to connect with a friend. So you could simply, do a WhatsApp message or a text if you want. If you don't get into a whole conversation, you can call a friend up and say and ask them, if they have any ideas of solutions, or maybe they just want to listen to your frustration. Maybe they're kind enough to do that. And also, you don't have to just ask a friend. You can also ask yourself. You can do some journaling and reflect with yourself. And you can even do the more wacky approach of just asking the universe. I don't know, if you're religious, you can ask your God, or if you're a bit more philosophical and you like this idea of connecting with the universe, then maybe you could just say, hey, universe, give me a sign, help me. And who knows, you might come up with some solutions that way. And finally, my final tip for overcoming frustrations in a new way is to see it as a challenge. Last tip. I've seen research on this before. If you just see it as a problem, as a negative thing, then there's no hope really of trying to find a solution. But if you think of it, this is a challenge. This situation's frustrating me. Haven't come across this before. How can I overcome this in a unique and creative way? How can I use my values? How can I use my strengths to overcome this challenge and meet it in a different way? And that makes it more interesting. And that might be a particular solution for you. So there's some ideas for dealing with frustrations. Now, just to finish with, got some good news. It's World Kindness Day tomorrow, the 13th of November, and we're organised a free event. And all the donations, if you do want to donate, go to planting trees. And people have been really generous. It looks like we'll be able to plant an additional 200 trees because of World Kindness Day event, which is really, really exciting. So if you do want to come along to World Kindness Day, it's a free online event. You can come for part of the day or all of it. We've got a different speaker every half an hour. So lots of guided mindfulness and meditation exercises to do with kindness, some talks on kindness as well, people from Chile and UK and all over. So if you're interested, then go to worldkindnessday.eventbrite.co.uk, worldkindnessday.eventbrite.co.uk. Should be a link on my website somewhere too. It'd be great if some of you came along. Would really appreciate that. And that's it from me. So have a wonderful day. Please share this with any friends or family who you think would find it helpful, especially if they're going through some frustrations. And I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Thanks and bye for now.